Happy Mardi Gras Saints fans. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Fat Tuesday. We're going to be breaking down the latest Saints rumors, including Jameis Winston mentioning he wants to return to New Orleans, but help me celebrate today's big day. Because everyone else around the world, it's just a Tuesday, but for us Saints fans and us Cajuns, it is Mardi Gras. So let's celebrate King Bacchus from a few years ago, Drew Brees, and let's have a wonderful day. Y'all be safe out there. Call an Uber. Be smart. Let's have a fun day. Let's talk about today's Saints rumors. So on today's plate, I'm going to be diving into a PFF mock draft and giving my reaction for the player that they had the Saints selecting. And then also, like I teased off the top of the video, we're going to be discussing Jameis Winston possibly returning to New Orleans because yesterday he said he wanted to. So we're going to dive into what he said and my thoughts on there. But we got to give a big-time shout-out to today's presenting sponsor, which is Game Time, the #1 ticketing app in all of North America. I absolutely love this app, and in 2023, I made a ton of memories, but in 2024, it's your turn. It's my go-to ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, and all sorts of live events. This year, I'm looking to go see the Red Clay Strays and Zach Bryan, and to be honest, I'd love to travel to New Orleans for Jazz Fest. And the app is so user-friendly. You can pay with Venmo. You can see exactly where your seats are going to be, and you can know what you should expect when you arrive to the venue. And Game Time also has last-minute tickets at the lowest price guaranteed, and the prices drop as the event gets closer. So if you use our code SAINTSCHAT when you download the Game Time app, you can get a first-time $20 off your first ticket. So you go buy your first ticket, $20 off. Means you can go buy a t-shirt, go get a couple beers, go get yourself a hat, whatever you want. But if you go use Game Time that way, or that is how you can get that $20 off. So download the Game Time app, use promo code SAINTSCHAT, after you create that account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, redeem code SAINTSCHAT for $20 off. Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All that information in the comment section description of this video. So diving straight into the PFF mock draft, they had the Saints selecting offensive tackle Olu Fashanu out of Penn State. Now, I really like this pick, and I really like the player, but here's what PFF had to say. They said, with Derek Carr in New Orleans for at least another year, potentially two, the Saints need to take an honest look at their offensive tackle spot. They traded up for Trevor Penning in 2022, and he has not been a starting caliber option. Ryan Ramczyk on the other side of the ball is one of the best right tackles in this league. But the lack of cartilage in his knee is catching up to him, and he might not be in the league for much longer. Fashanu needs to get stronger, but he has all of the tools to be a great pass protector in the NFL. So diving into the PFF grades, this is my personal, I love these numbers. Like my personal thoughts here, I think that this is really good production. On 722 snaps, 0 sacks allowed, 70.5 run blocking grade, 88.4 pass blocking grade, and an overall grade of over 78, almost 79.0. And to be honest, this pick at number 14 would be a steal. This guy has been getting mocked in the top 5, top 10, but Jaden Daniels and Brock Bowers and some of these other players, J.J. McCarthy, for example, some of these other players are climbing the draft board rankings. So Fashanu could realistically fall to the New Orleans Saints at 14. It also addresses a massive position in need because the offensive line was not good this year. Eric McCoy, he was the most consistently good part of that offense, and he's great. But the PFF numbers for everyone else outside of Ryan Ramczyk are very, very underwhelming. I mean, Cesar Ruiz got a contract extension. Andrews Pete is a guard that they moved to tackle because Trevor Penning is a bust, at least that he wasn't ready and he wasn't performing well. Ryan Ramczyk is a huge part of this team, and I would hate to see him leave. But the Saints, like PFF said, have to be honest with themselves. So if you do go and select Olu Fashanu, there's your Trevor Penning replacement. This allows you to take Trevor Penning, move him into the interior, or maybe give him a shot at right tackle. See if he can fill in for Ryan Ramczyk if Ram cannot return or is not able to play at a high level next year. Do not forget about Ryan Ramczyk because I believe that is just as important of a position in need because the tackles, I mean, you gotta set the tone on the edges. You cannot let edge rushers set the edge and get outside. You have to set the edge for your running backs, for your offense, so that way they can be successful. So don't forget about Ramczyk, but Penning, I am concerned about. So let me know, Saints fans. Shout him out in the comment section. We're all about audience interaction here. So I want to know what you guys think. Who do you want the Saints to draft at number 14 overall? I can't wait to see what you guys got to say, and I'm going to be replying to all of y'all's comments down below. And also, while you're down there, you got to pass it anyway. Click that big red sub button because it's 100% free. And our offseason coverage is only ramping up. It's only going to get better and better and better. I'm telling y'all, this is your one-stop shop for all New Orleans Saints offseason coverage. So subscribe today, lock us in. That way, you can stay informed. So let's talk about Jameis Winston possibly staying, because yesterday, Jameis in an interview said that he would, quote, love to stay in NOLA. So, not run it back turbo. Let's run it back, J-Bo. I want to see this man wearing the black and gold again. Winston, he interviewed with Margaret Orr of WDSU yesterday at the Lundi Gras celebration. She asked Jameis, I thought this answer was hilarious. She said, Jameis, do you like to have fun? And he's just kind of over here. He has his kid. He's throwing a football around. He's goofing around. He goes, man, I just like to have fun. And he just keeps it going. And one of my biggest things about this player is I have never seen an individual embody a city in any sport ever better than Jameis Winston has embodied New Orleans. This note right here. Jameis Winston is New Orleans, and New Orleans is Jameis Winston. Like, I don't think that is at all an exaggeration, and I think that is 100% true. And Margaret Orr, let's dive into the interview right here. She asked, Jameis, you give your best at everything you do. So tell me, you're going to stay in NOLA forever. His response, I'd love to stay in NOLA forever. But wherever the Lord has plans for me, I'm going to do my best wherever that is. Hopefully it's here. I love this. And this was about the Lundi Gras celebration. I love this. I love this energy, and I love this city. And for the record, I want it to be very well known. I want to be very clear. I am team run it back with Jameis. I would love to see Jameis Winston in the Saints uniform next year. I personally think that he is one of the best locker room guys in the NFL, if not the best. I think that having his presence around alone is valuable. And I think that you don't necessarily have to give him the QB2 role. Let him just be the locker room guru. Let him just be the king of vibes. Let him be the president of a good time in the locker room. Because that right there is a massive, massive role that Jameis Winston can fill, and he can do it a really, really good job. So I want you guys to show some love to J-Bo. If you love his good vibes that not only had in this interview, but the good vibes he just has in general, just give me a hoot at down in the comments section. If you want to see the videos, Fletcher Mackerel tweeted them out. I also have retweeted and posted those videos as well on my social media accounts, so go check those out if you want to see the full interview. But let's get back to it. Margaret Orr, she then followed up by asking Jameis Winston, so Jameis, you said you love the city. What do you love about New Orleans? Like, what exactly do you love about the city? Here's what he said. I just love the people. When I go out to a place, when I meet individuals, they are just so authentic. That's how I grew up. I was born in Alabama. So that's Southern hospitality, that's Southern love. And there's not another place in this world like New Orleans. The culture, the love that's here, I really just admire it. And now, there's a million reasons why I would bring Jameis back, but here's my top 4. He's the best locker room guy in the NFL. I just talked about it, so I'm not going to go into too much detail there. He's a great leader and teammate. So many times throughout the season, and not just this year, but last year and the year before, we saw Jameis Winston hyping up guys on the locker room, getting them pumped up, rapping in their faces, getting them amped, being just a leader and being a great teammate. And he has a very good chemistry, clearly, with his team. The locker room loves him. He has chemistry with A.T. Perry. Like, you remember that crazy, literally entirely across the field touchdown that he threw to Perry? I mean, come on, against the Vikings? Like, he has chemistry. He can hit Chris Olave. He can hit Rashid Shaheed. He can hit A.T. Perry. He works with these guys in the offseason so that way he can develop that chemistry and help those receivers develop into an NFL caliber player. And I do trust him as a quality quarterback too. And I want to make emphasis on this. as a quarterback too. I don't think Jameis Winston should be a starting quarterback anymore. I think that there's a lot of young talent out there, and to be honest, he is just too unpredictable to be a true QB1. But here's my thing. You don't have to have him be a QB1. You can have him fill in for Carr if he's injured. You can have him take some snaps if Jake Haener isn't really that great. I mean, you can do so many things with Jameis Winston. I trust him to be a quality quarterback too. I mean, I'd rather have Jameis Winston than Marcus Mariota. I'm sorry, I would. I just would. I'd rather have Jameis Winston than Drew Lock. Like, you see what I'm saying? I'd rather have Jameis Winston than Aiden O'Connell or Jarrett Stidham. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of QB2s out there, but Jameis Winston is an upper echelon QB2 in my opinion. But let's snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Jake Haener. Last year, the New Orleans Saints did trade up in the draft to go and take him. So I do believe that they want to give him some run and give him an opportunity to play. And I could see a world where the Saints decide to move on from Jameis Winston. But I personally would love to see him return. Even if it's not a quarterback two, if it's purely like your QB3, you're really not going to play, but we just love having you in the locker room and we love having you around, I'm totally okay with that. So what say you, Saints fans? Should the New Orleans Saints re-sign J-Bo? Just give me a yes or no in the comment section. And as always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Have a safe Mardi Gras. Enjoy some king cake. And I'll see you guys next time for our live show tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.